Chris Bumstead has COVID. He has COVID. He has the coronavirus. C-Bum says 3 months post-Olympia, weighing almost exactly the same as my stage weight, just a fair amount of muscle lost. I forgot my scale in Orlando after the Olympia, after winning the damn Olympia, bro, for the 3 times, and hadn't weighed myself until last week. Currently weighing 237 pounds. I've kept my diet on point so I didn't end up looking like shit while I was barely training and to properly reverse diet so my body was primed and ready for a good off season. Whoa. He says, now starting my off season, my digestion / appetite is great, even though I can't taste, which as you guys know by now is a serious side effect to COVID. When you get COVID, most of the time you're gonna lose your taste, which is the worst thing because it reminds you of how much you love food, dude. And I have a COVID story I'll get into in a little bit, but geez Louise. Body fat percentage is at a great spot to start adding mass, and my body feels rested and ready to grow. Plenty of aspects I can better at this year, or plenty of aspects I can be better at this year, and I'm excited to apply them. Whoa, so Chris Bumstead has got COVID. And I know a lot of you have been DMing me, telling me, I made a video about this the other day, really quickly, just explaining this post, and you guys told me it was COVID. I was kind of joking around and just saying he looks sick because it was clearly hasn't trained or, you know, eaten that prep diet. He's not on tons of drugs, so he looked sick to me because he was so small. But here he is, current weight, 237 pounds. This is not small, heart. I never thought Chris Bumstead would get COVID. I wonder how he got COVID. How do you guys think Chris Bumstead got COVID? I know he travels a lot, and that's probably one of the biggest reasons why he got COVID. That's why I'm trying to stay indoors. I'm trying not to go out, but it's hard because my girl loves going out and having a good time with her or with me, and I don't blame her. It's a really good time, but I feel like every time I go out, I'm getting COVID. So my guess is that Chris Bumstead probably got COVID traveling, man, or being in contact with someone who was traveling, especially on a plane, and then just touching them or breathing that shit in, man. COVID is no joke, boys. I got COVID 2021, I want to say 2021 August, and I had it for 3 weeks straight, or I should say I was sick for 3 weeks straight. I think I got it because I went out and I did some illegal substances with my girlfriend. And a day or two later, I felt so weak. My first sign is I was so weak, like I couldn't do anything. So what did I do later that day? Since I was feeling super weak, I went to the gym and I worked out like a dumbass, but I always do that. If I'm sick and I need to hit the gym, unless I'm bedridden, I'm going to the gym. So I hit the gym and I was so SOB. I felt like I had no lungs. And I was like, shit, this is bad. So like halfway into my workout, I stopped working out. I grabbed my girl. I'm like, hey, are you feeling okay? And she's like, no, I'm feeling terrible. My girlfriend Alyssa's feeling terrible too. So we just go home. The next morning, I have never felt sicker in my life. COVID destroyed me, boys. I was sick for 3 weeks. I had a fever for 3 weeks straight. You can forget about sleeping. You can forget about eating. You can forget about YouTube, which is one of my only incomes. It was a really hard time for both of us. I felt like I was body aches. My nose was messed up. I couldn't taste, I couldn't smell, but just sick, like deathly sick. You just want to like lay in the bed and do nothing because you can't do anything. I remember trying to go to like the grocery store to get the medicine with my girlfriend, and we couldn't even do that. Like we were that sick. I mean, we had to push through, but it was terrible. I remember when we went to lunch and we were like, dude, we gotta go eat somewhere. We have COVID, we haven't done anything for like a week and a half. Honey, please let me take you. Let's go grab a burger. And we went and grabbed a burger. And I remember the whole time the waitress was telling us that we were the most chilled, calm couple ever, like so laid back and calm. Little did she know, that was the worst feeling lunch we've ever felt. We were so sick. COVID is crazy. It's crazy. So looking at this and seeing Chris Bumstead have COVID, it makes me think how he's feeling. I'm sure he has access to the best healthcare around. I'm sure he's not feeling too bad. Some people get affected really bad by COVID, like really, really bad. I haven't met someone in person, at least, that got it as bad as me and Alyssa. I was sick for 3 weeks. She was sick for 3 weeks. She was majorly throat and like coughing and chest congestion. Her tonsils are usually always swollen, so mixing swollen tonsils and COVID was terrible for her. But after 3 weeks, we recovered. I'm pretty sure I dropped like 20 pounds. Like personally, I dropped like 20 pounds from COVID. I wonder how much weight Chris Bumstead has dropped. It's crazy. Like it's blowing my mind that the 3-time classic physique Mr. Olympia champion got COVID. You know, I don't want to see anyone get COVID. And that just makes me think of 2022 with COVID still a thing. I don't watch the news, but I've been hearing this new variant, Omicron, I think they call it, is raging. I know my town in Reno, Nevada, the cases just spiked because of New Year's. It's going to be interesting to see what the IFBB does with COVID this year. 2021, I didn't see it too much of a problem other than, guys, if you have COVID, obviously they couldn't compete. But I wonder if they're going to have any new regulations throughout the NPC or the IFBB related to COVID. It just makes me think that, you know, with C-Bum getting COVID, he just posted a YouTube about it, and he said, I got the vid, I got COVID. It just makes me think if there's going to be any changes within the division. I want to know, though, boys, have you got COVID? Do you know anyone who's had it where they are sick, like bedridden for weeks? I personally haven't talked to anyone in person that's had as bad as I have, or my girlfriend. We see people in the gym, they tell me like, yeah, we've had it. I've had it. I was down for a day. I had a fever for a few hours. Dude, I'm telling you guys, 3 weeks, 100-degree plus fever, chills, no appetite, nose is clogged, coughing everywhere, the worst body aches you can imagine. Forget about sleep whatsoever. There was no sleep to be found, and we didn't eat anything. I think Jimmy John's, the sandwich sub place, you've been to Jimmy John's, it's bomb. I think Jimmy John's saved our life. Saved our life. It's just crazy. C-Bum is starting his off season. He says there's plenty of aspects I can be better at this year, and I'm excited to apply them. Plenty of aspects to be better at this year, C-Bum. What are you talking about, boys? What do you think he's talking about? Chris Bumstead wants to get better this year. He's 3 times classic physique Mr. Olympia, and he says there's plenty of aspects I can be better at this year, and I'm excited to apply them. Remember, Chris Bumstead has another 4 pounds to gain before he hits that classic physique weight cap. So the 2022 season is going to be so exciting. I wanted to elaborate a little bit more on Chris Bumstead and him having COVID, and my experience with COVID, and how we're going to see this 2022 season play out with COVID. And we already have guys getting it. Rough Diesel, who I could do a video on right now, has COVID. He just canceled his appearance at some gym or someplace on the story. I saw on a story that he couldn't even show up to an event because he has COVID. The Arnold Classic is what, less than 8 weeks away? Like, that's got to affect some training. Like, that's going to affect something, man. Rough Diesel's out with COVID. Chris Bumstead has COVID, but he says he's feeling better, and it looks like he's starting his off season. Really interesting stuff, boys. And done.